Guys, this weekend we saw Burns get absolutely dismantled, dominated, and basically sunned by Sean Brady. And I know I did pick Gilbert Burns. I'm sorry. Crucify me if you want, but I just thought he was a good underdog pick. And I genuinely didn't think he was going to look that garbage during the fight, okay? And fair enough, he did do kind of what I said, where I thought he was going to be able to negate the offensive grappling from Sean Brady. And he was standing right back up. I know Sean Brady didn't necessarily control him too much on the ground, and he was getting up, but he was fucking getting dominated in the clinch, literally clinch mogged, and also on the feet. On the feet, he didn't do anything. I thought Burns was going to be, I didn't necessarily think Burns was going to outstrike Sean Brady, but I thought he was going to land the more powerful shots, and I thought he was actually going to try and impose his will, like a crafty vet used to say. He was going to impose his will and just march down Sean Brady, because I genuinely thought Sean Brady, after the Bilal performance, and I now have realized that Sean Brady is a bit of a real guy. He has earned the real boy status. I know I was calling him an NPC, but he's no longer an NPC. But I genuinely thought Sean Brady was a bit of a quitter. Like, he was just gonna wilt to these shots. And I thought Burns could land something big and maybe, get TKO him or knock him out or whatever. But it didn't turn out like that. I mean, Burns looked complete dog shit. He was scared out of his mind. Literally fucking everything that Sean Brady was hitting him with, he was just fucking... Dude, he was literally scared out of his mind. He was blocking everything, trying his best to block everything, and not throwing anything. So it's obvious to me at this point that Burns is no longer looking to fight. He's almost looking like Herbert Burns out here. He is keeping the Burns legacy, that last name. He's keeping it riding high, man. Because, Herbert Burns looks like shit, and now Gilbert Burns is starting to go, like, literally carry on that legacy of looking like fucking dog shit. Because I just can't believe it. I thought Burns was at least going to try in this fight, and it's obvious to me Burns no longer is interested in fighting for a title, which I never thought he was going to fight for a title, but I thought he would at least stick around maybe that top 5 area for a couple more years, because these Brazilian guys, they tend to be a little more craftier, and they tend to kind of like, I don't even know, they tend to just be able to stick around in their later ages, right? But obviously, Gilbert Burns is fucking done, and this photo, I think, perfectly exemplifies it. This was this Glover versus Hill? Who the fuck did he fight? Neil Magny. This was the Neil Magny fight, right? This was the Neil Magny fight, and this was his last fight. I just can't. The second I saw Gilbert walking out, he looked depressed. He looked like he was fucking, like, literally, he looked like he did not want to win. He fucking looked like he was already crying on the walkout. Looked depressed as shit. Look at this guy. He looks like he hasn't slept in fucking 3 years. Gilbert, are you good? Like, are you genuinely good, bro? And this is a happy Dorito Burns. He's very happy. This is a fucking depressed Gilbert. Even, I know this is after his loss, but this is genuinely what his face looked like throughout the entire fight. It looked like the second he got in there, he looked like, yeah, whatever. I guess I'm just gonna get beat up for 5 rounds. Bro, it was literally driving me insane. I wanted to fucking go through my screen, shake Burns, and go, fucking wake up, because what are you doing? What the fuck was he doing, bro? And I'm done. I've picked my last 4 Gilbert Burns fights wrong, and I know that sounds so stupid because I picked Masvidal to beat him. I thought Masvidal was gonna have some crafty performance on the fucking feet. Obviously he didn't have that. And then after that, I was like, all right, well, Bilal was stepping in on short notice, right? And I think a lot of people were actually picking Burns. Don't get me wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people were picking Burns for the Bilal fight. And then obviously, Burns was injured. So, Burns was injured. So when it came to the JDM fight, I was like, well, guys, I feel like, a lot of people were picking JDM. And I was like, well, I kind of want to pick Burns because, he was injured in that last fight. And I was expecting maybe he's going to be able to grapple JDM, which he kind of was. But he got knocked the fuck out. And in this performance, I was like, well, he was looking decent against JDM, so I'm going to pick him. I think he's going to be able to, keep that defensive grappling and just kind of maybe beat him on the feet. But he looked fucking terrible, and I'm no longer picking Burns. I am never picking Burns again. This isn't a Burns hate thing. This is literally just saying, Burns, I think it's over for you, bro. And I think you know it too, because to me, when I see Gilbert Burns go out there and fight, it no longer looks like he's hungry. It no longer looks like he's the hungriest man alive and he wants to fucking, fight for the belt again or anything. It doesn't even look like he wants to be in the top 5. At this point, he might fucking lose to Neil Magny in a rematch. I genuinely don't know. I think it's just time for him to retire, bro. He is not the crafty vet who I thought he was. He's not a Jan Blachowicz level vet. I was literally thinking, bro, this guy's like a little bit of a Jan Blachowicz, like a Brazilian Jan Blachowicz. He's not. He's not. I don't know why the fuck I ever thought that. I literally look insane talking about that now, like thinking back and thinking that I actually thought he was like some crafty vet. But dude, he obviously is just, you know, he's not the same guy anymore. He's not the same guy he used to be. And man, hang it up, bro. You gotta hang it up. And another thing I do want to say is congrats to Sean Brady. You know, I think I already said this, but I know I was treating him a bit like an NPC, a bit like a bot, because he did get TKO'd by Belal. And I actually am one of these guys where I think if you lose to Belal, that's nothing bad. Belal is genuinely a very good champion who I will be picking against Shavkat Rakhmonov. And I genuinely think Belal is good. So there's no harm in losing to Belal. But just the way that Sean Brady lost, in my opinion, it was kind of like he gave up. So I figured, you know, he's a bit of a quitter. But it turns out Gilbert Burns is the quitter. Gilbert Burns is the fucking quitter. But, you know, Sean Brady, you earn my respect. I'm gonna give you some respect. You and Joe Pyfer have just, I mean, you guys are a fucking dynamic duo out there, bro. But yeah, Sean Brady, you have earned my respect. And let me say this also, MMA Guru, like, what the fuck? Could you stop hating on Belal? Like, this Belal hate thing is over, bro. If and this is also to anybody else who is hating on Belal and saying, I think Sean Brady would beat him in a rematch. God dang, Sean Brady would beat him in a rematch. It wasn't even impressive. Dude, you need to get out of your delusional Belal hate, bro. I also was one of these guys. I was like, Leon's probably gonna fucking, honestly, TKO Belal. I know Leon doesn't TKO people, but based on the first fight, I was like, bro, Leon might fucking piece up Belal. And I think after Belal showcased how good he was, I changed my mind. Like, Belal is a good fighter. He deserves respect. I'm sick of this Belal hate still. Like, can we get over this? We're not stuck in 2022 where it's, you know, who the fuck is Belal? I can't remember the name, bro. Like, it's the joke's over at this point. Let's give Belal some respect. So, you know, fucking Guru acting like Belal's win over Sean Brady isn't impressive. Even more impressive now that Sean Brady showcased he genuinely is a decent fighter, a good fighter, right? So going out and saying that Sean Brady would beat Belal in a rematch, like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, it's okay, man. But yeah, so that's it for the video, guys. A bit of a rant here, I know. I'm gonna keep it short as well. I don't want to fucking yap too long. But as for Burns, man, I honestly, at this point, it's either retire or I don't even know. I honestly don't even know who you could fight at this point. Maybe, dude, Jeff Neal, if he beats RDA, would fucking probably beat the fuck out of Burns at this point. Burns looks terrible. And I genuinely mean that. He looks terrible. I did not realize how bad he was going to fucking look. I thought he was going to be, I knew he was the underdog. And I was like, bro, this is actually a decent underdog pick. A lot of people are picking Brady, but I think Burns is a decent underdog pick. Terrible. He looked fucking terrible. Never picking Burns again. This isn't hate to Burns. I genuinely like Burns as a person, but bro, you're obviously not the same fighter anymore, man. So either hang it up. He took his gloves off in the octagon at the end also, which was like kind of weird. I thought he was genuinely going to retire there, but I guess he didn't. So I don't know. Maybe when this video comes out, I'm going to look fucking stupid and he already did retire over Twitter or some shit. But as of right now, he is still an active fighter, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, man, I don't know who the fuck you could beat at welterweight right now, but yeah, so I mean, that's it for the fucking rant, guys. Burns is cooked, in my opinion. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. And that's it for the video. And peace.